File Manager is another tool that we use Ajax significantly to improve the productivity of. If we again look at the older version versus the new version, File Manager is the tool that you can use to upload files onto the site and manage just a variety of either upload files, rename them, and such. You might notice a little bit of the layout improvements. We have little faint lines here highlighting. There's certainly usability items that have nothing to do with Ajax. But one thing worth noting is every single time a sort was required, it would refresh the whole page. So if you were scrolled down a bit, you kind of were looking at the size you wanted to see. It kind of jets you up to the top. Under the new LeapSeed, all the sorting is just done through Ajax. So much quicker, much faster, as well as the view changes. If you want to go to thumbnail view, it does take you to the point of the search up here, but it doesn't require a whole page view to take a look at the different modes. Also worth noting is every single time you drill down into a folder, it again required a full page refresh, which slowed it down a little bit. In certain cases, not so much. In other cases, it would be nice if it was done through Ajax. So in the new version, all the navigation, all the inner folder navigation is handled through Ajax. So in general, you have an experience much faster, and without as much disruption. One thing that's also been handy, and one handy thing that's also been updated is the clipboard functionality. When you're moving files around, certainly with the clipboard, it used to be that you would, essentially with every clipboard action, you would be sent to the top of the page. Let's say that we want to copy a file from the root into a subfolder. Let's say the LeapSeed license file. So we do a copy, takes us to the top again, and then let's put it, say, in the file upload folder, and do a paste. Again, another full refresh, and there it is. Which isn't awful, but certainly if you're moving a lot of files around, it'd be nice if the experience weren't broken up as much. So if we go to list view now in the new version and do the same thing, builds the clipboard. Then we're still in the same page state. We go to file upload. We go to paste files from clipboard, and it's just much cleaner. Much easier to use the interface. So that's the clipboard. Also, folder add, edit. The folder operations for adding folders, renaming, and deleting, those are also now done in line. So if we in the prior version, let's say let's play and file upload a little more. Let's create a new folder called test. Refreshes the whole interface, so you go and find it. If you want to rename it, you would go into a separate screen to say test 2, or whatever the new name might be. And then likewise, if you wanted to delete it at some point, and just like the old version, the deletions aren't, you only delete folders that are empty. I had to refresh the screen again. So looking at, let's do the same thing on the demo site of LeapSeed 6. Just creates the file right there. If you want to rename it, we have a pop-up on the same screen. And again, if we wanted to delete it, very straightforward to do. If you had, say, 10 renames to do, certainly you're saving maybe probably 30 screen loads. We also do the same thing with files, rename and delete as well. Let's say we wanted to rename license in the old version. You have the separate screen. Certainly works. In the new one, just go to license and just say license 2 and rename. So a certain amount of improvement there, just designed really to make the tool that much easier to use. The checkout link, if you want to check out a file, that's also actually kind of handy. If you wanted to check out, say, let's say 5 files in a row. With the new one, with the old one, let's say, okay, I want to check out this one. Takes me to the top, and now I want to do this one. It takes me to top again. So you have to keep on finding the other ones in LeapSeed 6. Just say, okay, I want to check this one out, this one, this one. Check-ins, because they have an extra text prompt, they still require a separate screen, although probably in the iterative update we'll also be moving that into some form of pop-up to save on screen loads. So file manager updates in general, if you're administrating a bunch of files on a site, or you have an online file share for your customers or people people who log into your organization to view things, it's just much easier and faster to administrate.